into the Guest of the Week segment here on the Fandual Channel 7 Sportsbook show, and it's a pleasure to be joined by someone I've gotten to know the past year or so. He's a PGA Tour player. He's an Oakland University alum. That would be from Jackson, Michigan, Brian Stuard. Brian, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Of course, it's always good to talk to you. And I just have to start because I follow you every single week on tour, and I always look at your stats on the PGA Tour app. Second on tour in driving accuracy percentage right now. So that's fantastic. And I'm sure there's a lot of people at home watching that need to get more accurate with the driver as well, but that's great.
Yeah, thanks. I think that's kind of an important stat for me. I got to hit it straight. I'm not the longest guy for sure. So hitting it straight is important for me.
Now, I mean, here, obviously on the FanDuel show, we talk about all sorts of different things. We have, we really try to hit on every sport, and it's great, because I love golf whenever we can cover some golf. And then certainly one thing I wanted to ask you about was just one of the biggest stories in golf lately. And no, I'm not talking about Bryson and Brooks. We can get to that in a little bit. But Phil Mickelson at age 50, winning the PGA Championship. Would love to get your quick thoughts on that. I mean, he was a huge underdog going in, but I mean, at age 50, just still playing great golf.
Yeah, I think awfully impressive. It kind of came out of nowhere, I would say, a little bit for him. But yeah, watching it, he played awfully well, and it was exciting to watch.
Now, I have to ask you this too, Brian. I know that you and I have talked about this a little bit before, but for our audience at home right now, who is, the avid Michigan golfer, someone who's traveling all around Northern Michigan, West Michigan, Southeastern Michigan, playing golf, you're someone who is from Jackson. You went to OU. Obviously, you're on tour and have gotten the chance to play all over the world. Would love your just kind of quick opinion on Michigan golf in comparison to, my God, all the different types of golf that you've gotten to play over the world.
Yeah, I think, when I think of Michigan golf, I think of a golf heaven. It's everybody loves golf in Michigan. It seems like we have so many great golf courses. In particular, what I think about in Michigan golf is a lot of kind of the old school traditional golf courses where it's tree lined, it's kind of right there in front of you. But then you have some newer places up in Northern Michigan. Arcadia Bluffs is another great one. So I think there's a great variety, and it's an awesome golf state.
Have you played Arcadia before?
I have, yes.
So I played it for the first time last weekend. Thought it was just awesome. But that's really an example too of just such great value golf in Michigan, and there's just so much, different locations, whether it's up north in Bay Harbor, Petoskey, like you said, Arcadia. But one thing too with the tour is, what's always fascinating to me is there's so many great golf courses, but in order for it to be a PGA Tour stop, there's more that goes into it than just the golf course, right? I mean, it's proximity, it's driving range, it's grandstands. It seems like there's a lot of courses, at least correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of courses that probably could be PGA Tour quality, but would never be a PGA Tour course just because of things like that, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's got to be able to hold 20,000 fans. You got to be able to put up grandstands and got to be able to get people there. Got to have hotels in the area, that kind of thing. So like you said, I think there's a lot more into it. But there's so many great golf courses out there that kind of are undiscovered, I would say.
Now, Rocket Mortgage Classic coming up just a few weeks away. What's it like for you? Of course, it's different. It was different last year, we know, with no fans and everything. But overall, what's it like for you to be able to come back to Michigan and play in front of your fans and perhaps maybe a little even bigger gallery of people following you? That's got to be awesome.
Yeah. There's so much excitement around, Detroit, around Michigan, around having a PGA Tour event again. And, 2 years ago, I always tell everybody it's one of the coolest experiences I've ever had playing in that atmosphere. And, hopefully maybe not quite the same as it was 2 years ago, but hopefully this year we'll kind of get back to that.
Now, last one for you. I teased it earlier. Got to ask it. We had Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau. Actually had a chance to talk to Bryson last week at the Rocket Classic Media Day. But one thing he said the other day, and Brooks Koepka actually just said it a couple days ago as well, is that both of them think this little rivalry, whatever you want to call it, is good for golf. Both of them have come out and said, hey, this is great for golf. It's not the worst thing to have a little bit of a rivalry for the sport. What's your whole opinion on this thing?
Yeah, I think maybe there's something to that. It's definitely been talked about a lot the last a couple weeks, and you definitely see the headlines on the mainstream media more so than just any other day. So I guess that brings some attention to the sport for sure.
Absolutely. Well, Brian, certainly appreciate you coming on, and we're going to continue to follow your PGA Tour season. And I encourage everyone to check you out on Instagram, on Facebook. I know you've been posting a lot more on there as well. So I just want to say thanks for coming on here to the Fandual Sportsbook Show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.